Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make some little easy, simple dinner rolls that are supposed to be low calorie too. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do when you're going to make these little easy dinner rolls is get your yeast ready. So normally what I like to do is take the 1 1/4 cup of water they've asked for and make sure that I'm under 110 degrees for my water that is going in there, because it says warm water and I've read that a lot of places. So I'm going to pour that into my big mixing bowl with a little bit of sugar, and then you actually use 2 tablespoons of the instant yeast, which is actually 3 of these packets, which seems like an awful lot. I have not made this recipe before, so I don't know what that's going to mean, but we're just going to let that sit there and eat away for about 10 minutes. The next thing we're going to add in is our oil, and we need to add in 1/3 cup of oil, and you can definitely see that my yeast has done really well. So we're going to add in our 1/3 cup of oil. And then we're going to add in our salt. And if you've watched any of my prior videos, you know I do not like doing salt. And it's asking for 1 teaspoon. And then the next thing we're going to do is add an egg. And I love to make vegan videos, so expect that this recipe, if it turns out good, we will be making another one as a vegan recipe. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients in the bowl, and I'm taking my dough hook and we're gonna blend these together and see how it turns out. We're gonna plop it back down here onto the countertop. And again, you want to get as much of that dough as you can, because that's your rolls right here. Okay. Now, we're going to take this very sticky dough and get a little bit of flour going on it, and then we're going to basically break it into 15 pieces. And that is all the recipe suggests. Okay. So I'm going to get this nice and evenly pressed out so that maybe we can cut out 15 of our dinner rolls. All right. And no, I haven't measured the thickness or anything. I'm just trying to get it leveled out a little bit. Okay. A regular little tool that came with my mixer that you can scrape the bowl with. You see I used it as a cutter for my dough. And so we're just cutting this dough up, and then I'm just going to cut it into pieces. Again, you could measure this all really, really fancy if you wanted to. Since this is the first time I'm trying this recipe, I don't intend on doing that. And then I'm just going to take the pieces that I've made and just kind of roll them into little balls. All right, once I've got it nice rolled into somewhat of a nice little shape, tucked with the edges down, I'm going to put them in a greased 9x13 pan. And again, I'm just going to take the little pieces that I've cut and just kind of shape them a little bit in rounds and put them next to each other. You can try and see if you can make them about the same size. Again, if you measure them out all nice and very regimented, then you would already have that. But part of the fun of baking to me is just kind of jumping in there and seeing what happens. This one is got a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna shape these, and I'm gonna put the rest of these in here. Yes, touching each other like they are. So the main reason for trying this recipe is because they're supposed to be lower calorie dinner rolls, yeast rolls, and there's some pre-packaged ones that come in the freezer that I really like, but they're like 140 calories per roll, and that's a lot of calories for one dinner roll, especially when you're like me and you just really love bread. So I'm trying this recipe out, and obviously it looks like I'm going to be able to make more than 15. And how I've told you in previous videos, it all depends on how, when I'm making cookies, depending on how big your cookie is, depends on how much, how many they make and what calorie count they'll be. So obviously the smaller I make these dinner rolls, the less calories they'll be. So you can see it looks like I'm going to probably get about 20 of these out of here, which is great. So you get a nice low calorie, and hopefully I'll be able to figure out the calories, and I'll put that in on the screen when I figure it out. Oh, we're going to get a bonus. We'll make this one a big one. So obviously you see that there's 5 and there's 4 rows, so that's 20, and then we're going to make this little guy, this big guy, put him at the end, and he's 21. So we're just going to let these rest. I'm going to cover them and let them rest for about 20 minutes. All right, so we preheated our oven to 375 degrees, and we are about to cook these beautiful babies who have rested for about 15 or 20 minutes for about 15 or 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't tell you, these are just gorgeous. Just came out of the oven. I cooked them for about 15 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And they are just beautiful. Again, my recipe, when I cut them, made about 21. The typical recipe says about 15. So I've let these cool for about 30 minutes, and they just look beautiful. Just gonna get them out of my pan. It doesn't look like they've stuck any. But these are just gorgeous. Let's see if they'll come out pretty. Oh yes, they're gonna come out nice and easy. Look at that. Those turned out wonderful. Again, I always wish you guys could smell these. They smell wonderful. But yep, that's how they turned out. There you have it. There is the low-calorie, easy dinner rolls that took probably about 30 to 45 minutes to cook. And those are just gorgeous. They smell wonderful. They taste wonderful. And they are about 124 calories for each roll. So I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe and give my video a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time.